I'm good. I'm good. Got some sleep after a very eventful weekend, so I am refreshed and ready to look at what we got going. I know today's not the biggest day, but still have some things to look at here, so I'm good, man. I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing well for the most part. This back and forth weather's been killing me a little bit, so my the old throat scratch still there, but I'm making it. I'm making it. It's Monday, got to sleep in, so can't be too mad about that.
There we go. Refreshed, ready for the week.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice, honestly, getting a little, central off day today has been pretty helpful. We got a pretty big day tomorrow for college basketball. Have a little bit of Unrivaled to talk about for this evening, but gotta say, book's been a little weird with it lately. The prop selection, Underdog, for example, they gave us PRA props for Unrivaled on one occasion, and then they haven't for the last games. And then also tonight, they did not give us any PRA lines again. So it's a little weird. I gotta say, normally Underdog's a little bit better with this stuff, but if you're playing Unrivaled, do not play it on Underdog. Play it on Prizepicks. The lines are basically the same. Underdog pretty much had a tax on everything, but mostly the payouts is all over the place for Underdog. So I will take my full value to Prizepicks. Thank you very much.
And said no one ever, except for you today, saying Prizepicks is better at something. Yay, finally. Thanks, Prizepicks.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, maybe it's something that we'll get more props and maybe a few different sites or something along the way, but that's what we have right now, and so we'll kind of do our best with that. Now, I mean, honestly, today, we'll just kind of talk about a couple of things here, a few of the games that we have going on. The Mist are taking on the Phantom, and then the Laces and the Owls for this evening. So the games should be pretty interesting. As we talked about last stream, the Owls is probably going to be one of the worst teams in the league, especially with Skylar Diggins being out. Excuse me. But Laces have been pretty good. I mean, honestly, the Phantom and the Mist have been really, really well. So 3 pretty high-powered teams, at least on the slate tonight, which should be fun. Granted, we don't really have any college basketball going on for this evening either. So that and some football action at least give us something to watch for the evening.
Okay. And I see all these bumps already. I see Plums up to 34.5, and I see Alicia Gray bump 2 points, 2 PRAs. Man.
Yeah. And one thing that I've kind of gathered so far early on is, circling back to Malanga, who unfortunately hooked us, the game twos for some of these players are going to be kind of interesting to follow during the week because, you got to think about the schedule. So they play Friday through Monday, and they play 2 games at least every week. So teams that play on Friday will play on Sunday, and then, Saturday to Monday. But a lot of the game twos have been kind of weird where coaches, and I say weird mostly just for the minutes reason, but coaches have kind of spread out the minutes a little bit more to a lot of different players. And I think that is something that we should definitely monitor just in general for the season, because we really want the fresh legs. We want that Friday night bang out between 2 really competitive teams that can go out and play full minutes and, X, Y, and Z. So the game twos, I'm going to be a little bit more weary, especially with, as like you said, all these bumps, all these adjustments that we've had. Yeah. It's unbelievable, honestly, that the books are, well, I say the books, but it's really just Prizepicks and Underdog. It's really weird that they are being so aggressive with some of these lines, but still not having a full, entire season of sample size for them to kind of go off of. I get it. Maybe some of these lines are more appropriate, but for example, like we had Brittany Sykes at 13.5 points, and then we had Aaliyah Boston 23.5 PRA. Those were sweat-free, easy plays on Saturday or whatever. And then today we got Sykes at 20.5 points, and
That's
then Boston
crazy.
30.5.
I think they must have looked through and been like, man, there's a lot of wins happening here. We got to adjust because everything was too low. Almost everyone was going over, right?
Yeah, I mean, the large majority of the players did, in fact, still go over, except for some of the players who already kind of like pre-priced towards their, WNBA averages. Like Breonna Stewart, for example, she hasn't hit this 8.5 or 18.5 in both of the games. I believe she had one of the games that she got over, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. But There's only been a couple players who've really exceeded, Arike even being one of them. I mean, she played like shit the game that she started, and then she came off the bench and had a really solid one. But, still kind of, do you really want to trust her right now? But also, this is somebody who was all the way up to 20.5 points during the regular WNBA season. So it's very possible for her to do something like that.
Yeah.
I know we had a pretty terrible bad beat with Dom yesterday, but an even worse one that I'm so glad I faded was Kelsey Mitchell. Bro, Kelsey Mitchell had 11 points before the end of the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken, and ends the game with 14. And her line was 16.5.
How did that happen?
She played her minutes. She was out there. She just, turned it off in the second half of the game. She wasn't trying to make any field goal attempts. She wasn't trying to get to the line.
Was it her? So, was it the defense?
No, it was her. I mean, she was scoring at will whenever she wanted to start the game. That's and then weird. It was just like that stopped altogether. So, unfortunate miss from her. And then Malonga, we just got screwed on minutes, both season low minutes and then season low rebounds on top of that. The fact that she had one rebound going into the third quarter was just actually an anomaly. Like, that's unbelievable. So there's going to be nights like that. There's definitely going to be a few landmines that happen. And I think the best situation for us is seeing like these first 2 weeks really develop where the lines should be, because a lot of these players now are where their lines probably should be, but seeing more consistently, like there will be players that are getting signed. Like we had Isaiah James was signed today on one of these teams, somebody who's brand new coming in. You have no idea how many minutes they're playing, X, Y, and Z. And then you have some situations for a couple of these teams tonight as well, where they only have 5 players. So there's only so many minutes that, all the players are going to play. And then position wise, if you have, say, like one of your backup centers is out, Aaliyah Edwards was a smash play on week 1 because they didn't have a backup. So she just basically played the entire game. And we'll get a couple of situations that are like that. But, injuries and starting lineups are going to be very, very, very important in this league. So I'll be honest, I think maybe Jackie and Arike, probably the only real low-hanging fruit on the board. Maybe AT if you want to throw her in there too. But outside of this week, all these lines are going to be adjusted to what they actually should look like. So that's going to be a lot easier for us to kind of have a clearer picture in front of us where it's time to, because I think there's going to be a lot of unders to be had at some point here sooner than later. And teams at full health, teams getting their star players back, like Skylar Diggins, she's supposed to be back here soon. When she comes back, Mabry's not going to be pulling 21 and 26 field goal attempts every single game. Like, that shit ain't going to happen. So a lot of moving parts in such a small league. It's kind of interesting, but injury news, starting lineups, very, very important.
Okay, and Brianna Stewart, now, I know you talked about her not doing shit. And also, I was going to say, do you have a site that shows you the totals and the spreads? I don't even have a site that has it, I don't think. Mm-hmm. DraftKings, I think DraftKings has it, but I don't have DraftKings. I guess I could just log into DraftKings for fun. But,
hold on, let me see.
I mean, not log in, but go to it and check it out. But that would be at least a way to get an overview, because at least for me, it's hard to, so I haven't been paying super close attention to get a kind of a vibe of what we got overall. Is that?
Yeah, I believe DraftKings is the only place that has game lines currently.
Oh, and you don't have DraftKings pulled up?
I do. I'm just out of curiosity trying to see if
FanDuel has it.
Oh, FanDuel did add it. Okay, this is new.
Okay, cool. And but they don't have props yet.
I don't think so. Yeah, if DK doesn't have any either, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't think they do. First point.
Yeah,
okay.
Just that.
All right, and then so when teams are playing, I noticed that's a big difference there. Look at that, a 7.5 spread, but on FanDuel it was 9.5. That's funny.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let me see.
That is weird.
Yeah, games lines a little differently. The 7.5 spread on DK, it's 136.5 total. FanDuel's got 138.5. And the other game looked pretty close. Although the missed money line is quite a bit better on DK. It's minus 175 as opposed to the 205.
And then the idea of the whole idea of, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it looks pretty similar.
Okay. The idea is they play 3 quarters. Whoever's ahead, they add 13 points to that, and that's the end target score. The first one to
11 points.
11 now? Okay, it's 11.
Yeah.
All right. So with these totals, 143, 136, you're dividing this into 3-4 players scoring 5 max, I guess 6, but a lot of teams have 5 players. Now, if it's a close game, there's more of a chance of more props being scored, right? Because I'm noticing too, if it's a 9-point spread and the team's down by a lot, the total's going to be way low too. So if there's any kind of blowout, the under is also in consideration, right? And under for props. So I'm just thinking, like how you said Breanna Stewart hasn't got her point line yet. She's in the game that's the close game, so that sucks. But she's 19.5 on Underdog. Is that something that you would take a stab at, or are you scared to go under on anything? Because we know she can if she wants to. But
yeah, I mean, it's kind of I wouldn't say it's the scariest click, but as you mentioned, with it being more of a close game, she's at least going to play the minutes out there. I would have been very worried for this last game. So circling back to what I was talking about, the importance of news here, this, for example, was a major piece. The Mist in their first game had a different lineup. They had Breanna Stewart, Burton, and Alicia Gray as the starters, and then switched it up with this being the second game. They played with Alana Smith and Enrique in the starters. So if I knew that, at least Alana Smith being a sub for either Gray or Burton here, that would have scared me off of playing any kind of Breanna Stewart unders just in general. And, even like I was saying about Enrique, she started and just played like shit and only played 8 minutes. And then Alicia Gray came out and did her thing. And, Burton, I think Burton honestly is low-key probably one of the best players on this team, just for mostly the 3-on-3 concept, because she's played phenomenal defense. I mean, at least 3 stocks in every game so far this season. She's been a great lockdown defender, and she's really good on transition. Like any of the transition stuff we know from last season's WNBA, she always had a bunch of steals. The assist kind of would come with it, but transition stuff was typically off of her steal, her bucket. So saw a lot of that. Shot volume for her was still pretty low, but Stewart's going to be kind of the wild card. Is she's starting. We know she's going to start, but who's her teammates going to be for the day? And that's something that we'll need news for.
so if Breanna Stewart's not starting, would you go under 19.5, or you'd still be scared?
If by some reason she doesn't start, yeah, absolutely I would. But just because on minutes alone, she played 19 minutes this last game, and then only 12 minutes the game before where they smacked down on the Hive. So in a game situation like that, say she's not starting and it could be a scripted blowout against one of these lesser teams, like, yeah, I would love for that, because she should have some kind of competition off the bench, whether that be Enrique or Alicia Gray. But I don't think they're start Burton and not Stewart. Like, I think it would be the other way around. Like, Stewart would likely be the starter, and then Burton might just kind of be the wild card here.
Okay.
But yeah, Yuru is not bad. She's a very tall big in this league, and she's really good about, layup, offensive putbacks and stuff like that. So if she was to start, then yeah, obviously Breanna Stewart under would be it's a shot in the dark. It's still a shot in the dark. There's nothing guaranteed about that, because even with Alicia Gray not starting, she played hella minutes, and same thing for Burton.
Okay. So the blowout games are obviously the team that's going to get blown out. They're the first consideration for unders, though, right? I wonder if the bookies have put that in their mind. Not sure they have, but it seems like they just throw up lines, and then whatever happens, people betting, they just have a really small, low liquidity, as they would say, right? And so small amounts of money bumps the lines. That's why shit's moving everywhere. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, man, if these are going to keep going up, there's got to be some unders to be had here somewhere. Not saying we could find them today, but in the future. It's wild how the bumps have been.
Oh, I agree. I mean, it's something, like I said, we'll get a nice level prop board this next week, and I doubt any of these lower hanging lines. Like, if Enrique and Jackie go off tonight, Jackie will easily be like 18.5 points, and then Enrique probably somewhere closer to 15, 14.5, 15.5. But I mean, hey,
what's Jackie done so far? How do you look at her? Oh, you just click on her there?
Yeah, I had it pulled up somewhere over here. So she's had some okay games. I mean, this more recent game was kind of, underwhelming. She only had 9 field goal attempts, but she also had 8 assists. So that is something with Jackie that's going to be kind of, I think very fluid from night to night, where we know she's a playmaker. I mean, we saw it a lot this last year. She really stepped forward with that. But in some of these games, Sykes, for example, she's been taking an unreal amount of field goal attempts. She had 17 and then 20. Where's it at? I didn't click the same game, did I? Oh, no. Sykes had 17 exactly in both games. So Jackie really didn't have to do a whole lot. I mean, even the bench squad was shooting very efficient. The whole team shot basically almost 50%. And that was a close game, too. They lost by 2 at the end there. So it's nothing guaranteed that, you have so many ball-dominant players, and Jackie can be kind of passive sometimes. So, it doesn't really surprise me that she did miss the line. But everyone and their mom thinks she's going over today. So yeah. She was at 14.5.
Yeah, why? Why do people think she's going over? Is it the matchup?
No, I mean, not really the matchup. I think just knowing her what could be from normal,
and her line's low in comparison to others.
Yeah, it was just, I think, more of an easier one you see on the board, and you're like, nope. Oh, 14.5? Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. Damn. Alicia Gray's PRA at 27.5 looked pretty nice, and now it's 29.5. Plum 33.5, now it's 34.5.
Man, that's crazy, dude.
So
Too much line movement.
If you had to play one, what would it be?
Well, so taking everything into consideration, even if we think this person is just going to go off tonight, I mean, the two most prime players that really could be is, I hate to say Mabry, but Mabry being one of them.
She balled in one of the games, right? She went crazy.
She went crazy in both the games. She was snapping off.
Okay.
But that's a product of Skylar not being on the team and then them running with 5 players right now. So 21 and 27 field goal attempts is a hell of a lot for anybody in this league.
Yeah.
So her for one, and then another one depending on news, which I think maybe they would bump Plum back down a little bit. But Tiffany Hayes popped up as a midday Q tag and may end up sitting out for this game. So her usage should be pretty phenomenal today. Boston, also kind of a nod to her scoring upside, but her lines are way up there now. I think she can get 20 points, but not the easiest matchup here, obviously, going up against Stewart down low. But Stewart doesn't have any help, so if Boston can get that foot game working, I mean, she could have a pretty solid shot here. But it kind of feels like these two players are more or less going to cancel each other out for the most part. Maybe they see some more spike rebound, usage overall from that, but the guards will probably just do a lot of the work today. And even though the Mist have had really good defenders, I mean, they've still been giving up a lot of points and a lot of threes in particular, which obviously Kelsey Plum can do a lot of that.
Looks pretty tough then tonight.
Oh, today is definitely, I think, a sit back and see. If you got some of the early value stuff, great. If not right now, I think honestly just let it ride. The news is going to be very important because we want to make sure that also birthday girl Alicia Gray is today, so we want to make sure. I think she's going to start. I get the feeling she's going to go back to the starter. They'll roll with Burton as a starter too, which also makes me worry a little bit for Kelsey Plum because that means she's going to guard her. But we'll keep an eye out for that.
Who will not start then if that happens?
Enrique. Yeah, Enrique should stay on the bench, man. I don't think she's a starter for this team.
Damn, poor Enrique. The days of her scoring 30s.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is.
But hey, see, they really. Oh, sorry. I was going to say C-Dot's here, and he said the same thing happened to her. I think he's talking about Plum with Hauk the other day, 13 at halftime, and then ended with 13. Did nothing but cardio. Then again, they were blowing out Tennessee, and then he says, "By the way,"
I think he was talking about Mitchell.
Was it Mitchell? I thought it was Plum who scored a bunch and then didn't. No.
No. I'm pretty sure he posted that whenever we were talking about Kelsey Mitchell just snapping off and then doing nothing.
Oh, okay. He said, "By the way, I love it here, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Discord. We get money over here. C-Dot. We appreciate you, bro."
We missed our intro too. So if you guys haven't already, make sure and hit that like button down below. We appreciate it as always. Hit that sub button if you're not already. Turn the noties on and be a part of the Discord. Still running 7-day free trial down below in the links. So click on it. Come stop by. Say what's up. Win some cash.
Yes, sir. Hey, they threw a bunch of college stuff up since we got on already. So that's cool too. We'll have some more stuff to look at for that. I'm kind of sad we don't have at least one. Can we just pick one play as a stream that we want and just ride with something for Unrivaled? Can we just pick one? And sure. C-Dot, you can help us pick, and whoever's paying attention to Unrivaled at all. What should we do? Let's have one. We ride with something. I don't know what it should be. I wanted it to be Gray, I think, because it's her birthday, but her line just bumped 2 freaking points.
Was she 19 and a half or was she 20 and a half points all day?
Well, her PRA, I don't know what her points were, but I know her PRA was 27 and a half about an hour ago, and it bumped twice. So that's kind of poo-poo.
Yeah, man, the bumps have been unreal today.
But like you said, I mean, they've been getting there, so it's not like they're off. We just needed to get the value right when the board drops. I wonder if they're going to keep doing that. Just got to get it right when it drops. Be ready next week.
It sucks because I was up fairly early today and they were already on the board. So I'm like, all right, what time are props actually dropping? I need to find out.
Yeah. So what they do last week for games that are on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, when do they put the props up for Friday and Saturday? Is it like Wednesday?
No, well, at least not for week one. They were really late with props. I don't think we got props until like damn near the day of. It was either late Sunday, like late Sunday, or first thing Monday morning.
But what I'm talking about, like this next week that starts Friday, will they have them midweek?
I mean, I think so. Maybe Wednesday would be nice, but Thursday for sure. I think now moving forward, they should have lines up. But they were dragging their feet on week one, like really dragging their feet. Yeah,
I think we just got to make it a point to look ahead and know what we want, kind of guess what the lines will be and then be ready. And when they drop, smack them right when they drop and put them in the Discord right away, We've got to. It seems like we got to do it with the way that these lines are moving.
Yeah, for sure. Which is also, kind of circling back to not really being in love with anything today per se, because they've just all the bumps and stuff now. So, any kind of value that was there is pretty much gone.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just look at it after we get off here and find at least something to play, because I do want to get into this a little bit more. Let's see. Brianna Stewart under 19 and a half is calling me, but I need to go look at her lines from before, and Brianna unders are always scary.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting click, to say the least.
All right.
Well, let's move on. Talk about a little bit of college basketball.
They just dropped a bunch, bro. They dropped, St. John's. They dropped
Let's see, we
Louisville,
the Riddler,
Virginia. Who else?
So we got Mississippi State. Oh, there's Bama.
Oh, yeah, Alabama. Ooh, Phylon's 20.5. He played all his minutes. Who are they playing? Oh, yeah, they got Pac now. They got Florida on. Oh, they got everybody up now.
They're playing Mississippi State. Telling you, going right back to it. I don't even care. Right back to Houck.
Oklahoma?
Oh, yeah. He should smack down Chisholm.
Well, it's like C-Dot said, you know, they were whooping ass so much, it's like he kind of kicked back, you know?
Oh, dude, he was, so passive. What was it? One field goal attempt in 18 minutes?
They didn't need him. They didn't need him.
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
I'm putting this.
I'm seeing it's only a 6-point spread, so that's cool. It's at Oklahoma. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but at least the game will be close. Or it should be. Man, the Oklahoma tempo is pretty low, and their defense down low is pretty scary. But you don't care.
Good thing
it's Houck.
Good thing he shoots 3-pointers and gets to the free throw line.
All right, big Houck then. Big Houck it is. You better get to it before it bumps.
Well, let's take a gander at a couple of things. So I know you mentioned Louisville. I believe Mikael Brown should be out again for this game. They tweeted out something about him working his way back, but Conwell was dealing with bruising. I don't know what the hell that could even be, but he should be good to go for this game.
Bruising? Okay.
Yeah. So he's working back. Yeah, so Mikael Brown should be out again. If, for whatever reason, Conwell sits, either of these two forwards, Hadley and Frew, had a really solid game. McNeely had a bailout second half because this dude was ass cheeks. He was scoreless in the first half, had no stats. I think he had 1 rebound going in half, but he really came alive in the second half, which I thought he was going to do more of, especially the three-point shooting with no Conwell. But he played a lot of minutes really in the game if the game is close, he will still play a lot of minutes. So I didn't mind that, but quite disappointing to see how he actually played because oddly enough, the game actually ended up being really competitive. But the guys that we're looking at, Frew, he took a major step forward, and then Hadley as well, just kind of filled up the stat sheet. Not in love with Hadley by any means, but Frew was pretty solid. Pretty solid. I like the field goal attempts, looked really good. And then 13 rebounds was kind of crazy.
Frew. C-Dot said Houck had 1 shot attempt the entire second half.
Yeah, bro, it was disgusting, man. Oh, my heart.
Florida's big man killed Tennessee, had 20 points and 20 rebounds, career day. Houck definitely took a back seat and just enjoyed the front seat show, yeah. Exactly. So I like your going back. The line is a little on the low side just because he chilled, so hopefully we can get back some of that. That was our last bad beat of the weekend, though. I think everything since then pretty much hit, I want to say.
Oh, yeah. The Saturday afternoon and evening was an absolute banger. I mean, we hit a couple pairs, we hit a couple slips, and the individual plays. I think all of them came through, so we ended up 6-3 on the day.
Yeah. You hit a 6-pick, 5-pick. I hit a 5-pick. All the alts came through. Bruce came through yesterday. Hans came through. Who was early in the day that came through? Wagyu? Oh, Wagler?
Yeah.
So,
big Wagyu.
I mean, everything's been good now. Knock on wood. We'll continue that. But Houck is now at a little bit of a discount. So we might have to lock that in ASAP.
Yeah, I'm running it back again, man. I mean, there's so many different things that moved away from him having to, put the game away or put the game really back into his hands.
Look at those minutes too, bro. 37 minutes. He was just out there like, la-di-da.
Yeah. If it's a close game, bro plays the entire game. I mean, that's been something that has at least held very strong. We were kind of cooking up with that. But so the two major things that happened that really kind of dicked us over here, one of them being how many different players on the team all in double-digit points. Never happens. Never happens. So that was one thing. Obviously, they played really well just as team basketball. But the other thing was the booger. Boogie Flan was the most obnoxious player I've ever seen in my life. Now, granted, he had a great game, so I'm not going to knock him for that. But the 3 remaining minutes of the first half, dude had 0 points, ended the half with 11 points, did not pass the ball except for one other player, and that dude scored as well. He was not passing the ball. He was actively not trying to pass it to anyone at all.
That's weird. That's weird for him.
Yeah. And very, very weird, especially, we were considering that under for him. And, I mean, to be fair, it was looking great, but bro snapped off in the final, whatever, it was like 3.5 minutes, and then he was feeling himself for the rest of the game. So, second half started, it was all him, it was all Ruben, and then Condon had a few offensive putbacks, but it was just 2 players. They were running a 2-man game. Even Xavier Lee didn't even do anything really for the second half, and, by default, they ended up getting up a little bit more. They pulled the game back closer than what the final score actually looks like, but the game was definitely spiraling out of control. And then Hauck was like, you know what? I'm just going to chill, get a couple steals. Really unfortunate that he cleared his fantasy line, and then he missed everything else.
It would have been nice if he had just got 15 points alt for us and then chilled, but he had to be mean and not score at all. But I'm telling you, though, that attitude gave us this better line. He'd easily be 18.5 now. That would feel a little scarier, and it could be 8.5 here in a minute. He could have went off and really scored 25, and we'd have 19.5 line. So I think we're lucky that he didn't do that. Although at the time it wasn't fun, I think it's good for us now. Because he's one of your favorite players. I know that.
Dude, he's been a beast, man. I mean, This was a first time that we looked all season, because if it's a close game, dude's playing 33 minutes. I mean, he's played 33 basically every single mostly competitive game.
We love that. We love that. It's like Christian Anderson style.
Yeah. And I mean, he's still averaging almost 20 points a game, so it's still a nice little discount here.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Good old Fliff Superstars in California. They got Hauck at 17.5, 1.85. I'm contemplating putting it in now because I feel like. Do you think it'll bump?
Probably not. Just because if anybody was on him this last game, the recency bias for for bettors. They're like, Bruce Thornton, prime example. We talked about it on the last stream that whatever his line was, we're going right back to it because it was going to be either the same or lower, and bro has only missed that one time, and sure enough has like 28 29 points, whatever it was last night, just snapped off.
Okay, and then does Hauck have anything else? Is there a PR, PRA, or is it straight points for you?
I think straight points in fantasy, because I do like the defense that we've seen out of him a little bit more recently. But straight points. I mean, the rebounding again, I like him in a general sense, but can't trust it. Going between 7 and 3 rebounds, that's too much of a fall off.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
No fear.
No fear.
And he's on the road.
I got it on my stupid Fliff Superstars. That's all I have in this world nowadays. Damien, what's good, bro? Damien says, what's good? What's good?
Oh, and look at this, man. Hey, what's up, bro? What up, man? The 2 road games that they played this year, this one's not showing the tournament plays, but he played 39 and 40 minutes against Duke and Mizzou, and this is what he did.
Yeah. I think it might bump, man. Some people might be thinking the way we're thinking with, knowing what happened. If you bet on him, you probably know what happened. It was a blowout. He took a step back, backseat, whatever you want to say. And this game against Oklahoma, they're going to need him. It should be a close game in Oklahoma. So it's out there 35 minutes. All we need is 1 point every 2 minutes, bud. You can do it.
Yeah. I think he's got us, man, honestly. And Reed, not that scary on the other side. Couple of positive things. He's been turning the ball over a lot lately, so we could scoop up a few more transition plays here. He doesn't really block much at all, so I don't think that's going to be any kind of concern. And the free throw rating for Hauk's been pretty steady over the last month now. So I do like the fact he's been getting to the line on multiple trips every game.
All right, well, just because you said it, I'm putting him on the list right now. 17.5 points. Yes, sir.
Yep, started up, getting them in early.
Let's see what else we got. So I'm trying to think, since Callie's so bunked now, I can't even play single props, so got to find something else. I mean, I could do it against, I just deleted them all.
Okay.
I'll fuck with it.
I'll let you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you finish doing that real fast.
Cool.
All right. Well, let's look at a couple others.
Yeah, what else is interesting here? We got a lot of stuff now.
I know. Where was this like 3 hours ago when we had a bunch of free time?
It's all good. I like when we have the overnight. That's when I get my most studying in. The daytime, I'm always feel like I'm rushing. There's too much going on, but I like when we get them overnight. As long as they don't bump, I'm going to get some time to really dig in.
One other player, man, it's against Houston, but hold on, were they at home or were they on the road?
Going against Houston.
They're on the road. I'll probably fade this, but just for at least I told you so sake, or in case his line bumps, because I'm wildly surprised he's back to 13.5. But
no, you're not. Points. Not against Houston.
Bro, after he snapped off for 20 plus back-to-back games against Cincy and
dude, that's what Houston's all about. Remember what Christian Anderson was? We were like, why the frick is he so low, right?
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
And then what happened? Double T. Now, what does Huff do on this squad? I'm not very familiar with Huff. You tell me about your favorite player.
He averages 4 3-point made per game.
So she's a 3-point shooter. So who's our point guard here? West Virginia.
It is.
Who's gonna be able to get him open and take some wide open shots? I will say Texas Tech stayed in that game because they doubled Anderson every time he had the ball, but he did find some open players. So if Floyd can do the same and get Huff the ball to take some of those threes, we could be all right. That's what you're thinking?
Well, I mean, that's all Huff does. I mean, this dude's like a true 3-point sniper, but he's been mixing it up and cutting to the basket a lot more, and that was something.
Look at those minutes! I didn't know about those minutes, E.
Oh, dude, he's legit, man. He plays the whole game if it's close.
Okay, what's that 13-point game in there? What's that shit game in there? What are those two games?
That was Poo-Poo School.
Blowout? Yeah,
so it's blowout, and then he got locked down for his season worst, which technically it was still a 21-point blowout.
Did he shoot a lot and just miss? Is the question.
That one, he was 1 for 9, 1 from 8 from 3.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
Iowa State said, because look, who else do they have though? I mean, you know how Houston can be. What if they just decide we're not letting Huff score? They might be able to do that.
Oh, it's definitely possible. I mean, and obviously the matchup is a lot to take into consideration, but this is such a low line for him, man. I am kind of torn between, maybe just taking the straight up threes at 2.5, which doesn't feel like a fun click, but he's been getting to the free throw line a lot more consistently. And one thing I've noticed with him is he's been baiting people he'll hit them with the pump fake on the 3-point line, and then usually the center or forward, whoever's on the interior side of the lane, they'll turn around as soon as he does that to try and box out. And he's been catching people with a pump fake and breaking to the basket there.
You love Huff.
Bro, he's been a money machine this season. I mean, honestly, I cannot believe they have not moved his lines after how many successful games he's had.
I can. Look at Houston. That's all. That's it. Houston's scared.
For sure.
Now, if you're saying that, and by you saying that, we might have to lock that in too. That'll be 14.5 tomorrow. Although it is Houston, maybe not. But I remember Christian Anderson also bumped, even though it was Houston. So I'm assuming Huff's going to bump too.
He should bump. I mean, I don't care what matchup it is. There's no way in hell this guy's been supposed to be at 13.5 points, and he averages almost 18 on the season.
So Thomas Houck, 1 unit, and Huff a half unit. How about? Or do you want to go full for Huff too? You tell me.
We'll do half unit for the matchup, but I mean, bro, if that other scrub guard for Houston go for 20+ points, I mean,
that's true.
I don't think they're going to try and guard him. They're not going to double team him the whole game. I mean, that would be silly.
No, they won't. I see. It seems like they just attacked wherever the ball's at, right? But
yeah, he's strictly a spot up shooter.
I was assuming it because Christian Anderson was so good, though. That was their. Oh, Boogie's on the board. Your favorite. But I was assuming that was Christian Anderson. Just their game plan against him, no? Or do they do that every game?
No, I mean it's game dependent, because Texas was the easy one to kind of dissect like that because that team truly is just 2 players. I mean, it's him, Anderson, and Toppin, like through and through. And It just so happened that the wing players stepped up and kept the game close. Huff, I mean, he pretty much takes the same just about field goal attempts every single game, but the minutes are really secure for him. The foul trouble is not really a concern for him. It's just, the 2 biggest factors here. One, can they keep the game close? Because I haven't even looked at that with the spread and all.
I think it's okay. West Virginia's good.
Yeah.
12.5.
129 total. Ooh.
Yeah. In Houston, yeah. We were hoping that would be in West Virginia, or at West Virginia.
We'll write it down for now. I think half unit just to be on the safe side. I mean, the best way to attack Houston is from 3, though. I mean, that's something that has held true all season. They've been phenomenal at shutting down the paint. So shout out to Laureate and Eagle staff. Maybe some unders for them. Laureate at least coming off of, I think, a season high scoring game for him. Houston's been phenomenal inside the paint, though. Phenomenal.
All right, so click on over, E. Let's see if you like the list. Let's see if it's making you feel like it's some wins here. What are we thinking?
Ooh, I like that. I like them.
All right.
They've been 2 solid and proven players so far this season. And I mean, if Huff doesn't bump, man, I would just be completely shocked. But I get the feeling people are going to see that, and especially the green bars aplenty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. He's going to bump. So you got to lock it in now. Ooh.
Literally.
Let me go to my Fliff Superstars right now. Houck over, and where you at, Big Huff? Where you at? Where are you at, Huff? Huff. There he is. 1.8 and 1.85. 3.3x. I will say.
You can get on Underdog, Fliff, and Sleeper.
Oh, Sleeper's been actually my go-to lately with shitty California. Their alts actually pay decent. Some of them, most of them, a lot of them. Crazy as it sounds. 365 is just on another level with their alts. So that's ridiculous, bro. It seems like now you've had 365 for a while, but just from looking at the lines lately and studying more, because now no Cali, we don't have the options. 365, man. You do the alts. Like, I know C-Dot loves alts. He would have pages of alts on Prizepicks. But Onyx had good odds. 365 has phenomenal odds. Like craziness. You could put 2 alts together and have a decent, pretty good pay most of the time. That feels good, man. Like, you do that Bruce Thornton 15 and that Hans, I guess his PR wasn't there, but you know what I'm saying. Those Bruce Thornton type plays, you put 2 of those together, you're feeling good.
Oh, they've been nice. I mean, especially with it being able to create stuff overnight before all the other books put their stuff out.
The overnight is key for sure.
It's been helpful, to say the least.
All right, I'm in. Houck and Huff.
That's crazy. Huff bumped that fast.
Oh, was he 13.5 on Prizepicks and bumped?
Yeah, because that's where I saw it at first. He was over here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that literally just happened.
That just happened. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, they haven't even updated Outlier yet. Because normally it'll show over here where the posted lines were. Still don't mind since they bumped that, the 15 flat PA. That one's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot, even the 14 and a half, that's not bad either. If we think that they're going to kind of box him up a little bit, I mean,
yeah,
just
that makes sense. Does he get assists? I mean, I'm not saying. But yeah, I feel you. This kind of game, you might get a few. C-Dot says, underrated. You know me so well. Alts are all I love, or what I love. Yeah. No, I see you with the alts. I was always like, damn, C-Dot's be smashing these alts, but I was always like, man, I know you got your Prizepicks love going, but when I see those payouts, I'm just thinking like, I mean, it all depends on what you're trying to do, but for me, I'm always trying to profit and make as much as possible and shop lines and stuff like that. So when I look at Prizepicks alts, most of the time they're really shitty payouts. So I always be like, oh man, because Onyx had really good payouts. So now we're on a search again for good payouts. Sleeper though, surprisingly has better alts than Underdog and Prizepicks. So I'm going to try to mess with those a little bit, but yeah, C-Dot, I love alts too. They're really actually the way in certain times. I mean, most of the time. Because a lot of times these bookies are so good, they already got the lines right. So how are you gonna beat them? You know, unless you know something crazy and we're doing smaller sports, tackles, college basketball. Sometimes they mess up, but NBA, ooh, that's gonna be tough. They're gonna have the lines pretty dang tight.
Yeah, they are. They are indeed.
But yeah, I mean, tomorrow looks fun. We got two so far. What are you thinking? Phylon is too scary of a matchup to go back? I like Phylon.
I mean, it's not that scary of a matchup. It's pretty healthy total. 171.5. Bama minus 7.5.
That's good.
I thought I heard a dog barking in the house. I don't mind Phylon. I mean, he's gonna have his hands full. I think him and Hubbard will go back and forth a lot in this game. Their lines are obviously a little bit more appropriate right now, so no surprise there. They're both coming off really good games. I want something in this game, though. I mean, both these teams giving up a lot of scoring right now. We'll have to dissect that, I think, a little bit more. They only moved Phylon's PA up by 1. So he was 24.5 last game. I mean, 25.5 still not that bad. Kind of curious what his fantasy line is going to be.
What is his fantasy? Yeah.
He played like shit against him last year, but obviously that was Mark Sears. I think this was during his little bench stretch that he had. Mm-hmm. But yeah, didn't really play that well the second time. They ended up blowing him out, actually.
So last game he played 32 minutes. He went 0 for 5 from 3, 8 for 12. So he put up 17 shots last game. It looks as though he's back. He had his 5 assists. They lost to Texas. That was pretty weird, right? They lost to Texas. At home.
Yeah, at home too. That was brutal.
So he might come out here. He might come out here angry.
It's possible. I mean, hey, I would hope so. You know, the only real worry is just Holloway. You know, how many 3-point shots does he take? But the minutes coming back up, 32. I mean, that was the 4th highest minutes he's played so far this season. So I do like seeing that.
You know what I think we can do with him? We can use him as an alt. If we're worried about the defense at all, because I'm looking at his game log. If he's back with the minutes, I mean, I don't see a way he can score under 15. He has one game all season where he scored 11. That was against Purdue. When it's a decent matchup. So that other game in there is UNLV where he played 23 minutes, so we don't really count that. And every other game, I mean, he's getting there. He even got there with his cramps there, 18 points, right? When he played 20 minutes. So 15 should be pretty easy for him. That's like a Bruce-ish looking 15 right there. Maybe even better.
I think so, man. And I mean, I'm really not that scared to go back to the assists. You know, we kind of let him buy this last game, but he still looked pretty good with that.
Yeah. I guess we'll see what alts they offer. Because they might not give us 15. I know they did last time because he was at 19.5, but if he's 20.5, 15 might be a terrible payout. We might have to consider 18 plus.
We could definitely find his 20.5 PA on Bet Online. I know that.
20.5? I bet we'll find 19.5. Because they'll do 20 plus.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get that one. That'll be a spicy one.
We'll look for that. So Phylon, we'll just write alts. Should I write it down and just put alts on the list? I mean, it's not an official list or anything, but just to remember.
Yeah, I mean, it also, remember, guys, the official list will be posted and or already ready before we hop on stream if we really had stuff, locked in 100%. But the running list, I think definitely have something with him in it. Worst case scenario, he's going to be on Bet Online with something because him and Hubbard should be a fairly easy game stack for us.
All right. And you can check tonight, or even anytime, you can check that ESPN, or what do they call it, the score now, and see if they have those alts. Because now we know that they're probably the same. That would be awesome. Because then we can at least have our plays ready and know the lines and stuff for the morning.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Good point about that. Yeah, if you guys have access to the Score Bet, I think is what it's called now, but it's ESPN Bet, whatever their new branding is. They do have alt lines for like PR and I think maybe PRA, but at least, the PR, the PA stuff.
I'm about to look right now. The Score. Maybe they'll let me look at the lines even though I can't bet it.
One other player, I want to take a little look-ski-poo. Austin Schwartz. This guy's been kind of balling since he moved in the starting lineup. Now, I know he's coming off a pretty bad game here. He couldn't get anything going from three. He only went 2 of 6 from the field, but point line at 14.5 still kind of interesting. And the guy's been playing a lot of minutes. He's averaging 16.2 points per game. Pretty decent three-point upside here. I know St. John's, he should have had a good matchup here, but they ended up getting smacked down, and he only played 26 minutes. That is a low line. Have to do a little bit more digging on that. I'm probably going to pass on my favorite guy, KJ Lewis. Man, Creighton's been a weird team.
Pass on your favorite guy? Creighton's scaring you.
Yeah. There's just something about him. Like, I know the field was kind of high on Zooey this last game, but bro, when I was going and just kind of going back through all their games, there's just something about this team. They're not that great, but they just, like, at best, season averages. Like, people were really close to their lines, but it was just like they would hit their average, and that was it. Like, any high-caliber player, any superstars, it was just like an average game from every single person. So, for me personally, I'm just going to fade anybody playing against Creighton. If they go out and do their thing, good on them. But, yeah, man, I have not been impressed by any of the games that they played so far for their opponents.
Good.
Which could maybe, we hate Mac, and maybe this is the time to go under on Mac again. So maybe we'll circle back to that.
Poor Mac. Wonder what his lines will be, 13.5.
I think he's been kind of balling lately. Let's see. He is... Oh my God, go back.
I see Creighton's favored by 10 or so points. And it's in Creighton. Max scored 14 against Seton Hall, 9 against DePaul, 18 against St. John's. That was the game he balled when we took his under 20 and he had 18. That was scary.
Oh, yeah.
He had a good game.
Yeah, he's 13.5 points. Yeah, I'll probably leave that alone, but at least want to kind of circle back to.
Yeah, that's a little too Coin flippish. For sure.
Let's see.
You better put Huff on that. You better put Huff in your... Oh, no, he's 14 here. Never mind.
Yeah. Sad face. I'm sad. I'm missing on Prizepicks.
Prizepicks can go away and die if they wanted to. That'd be cool.
Xavier Brown's been playing a little bit better. I know the last 2 games were kind of like shit, but he's been really taking away some usage from Nigel Pack. I know Nigel finally burst through that little, plateau that he was going on here, but those 2 guys honestly eat into each other's usage way too much. Any games that Brown has done really well, it's been at the cost of him. So I'm probably not going to be too interested in anything on Oklahoma's side of things here.
Yeah, I never mess with them.
I hate that we have all the mid-level schools out here first instead of the high-powered teams because there's still a lot of stuff missing from the board.
You don't have Kansas and Iowa State there? How come you don't have Underdog up? Does it mess with your Does it mess with something for you, or you just don't like looking at Underdog?
There was something after they switched over from the sportsbook thing that they haven't fixed on the desktop. So like I can look on my phone, but if I bring up the desktop thing, it just brings up that QR code and it says download the app.
Oh wow, trash. Okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right, so they do have it there. I didn't notice they had it. So Kansas and Iowa State. Okay, fading all that. Maybe a Darren Alt.
Yeah, Peterson Alt should be nice. I mean, the minutes looked a little bit better this last game. I think even still Trey White to score 10 or more points is probably a fair alt, maybe one last time.
Maybe. I feel like he's going to get us one time. He did get 8, didn't he, in a few games ago?
A couple games back, I think. It was either this one off the screen or the one before that.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
I thought it was more recent.
Trying to see if 365 added any of this stuff yet, and if we could get some, even just see what the alt lines might look like.
Yeah, I was looking at Sleeper too, and they didn't have any yet. They do. He's what, 365? Hey, 365 and 365. Okay, cool.
Yeah. A 365 on 365.
Okay. What do you think about 365? Let me pull that up for you. Let me see. If I go, this is what I always like to do, and it definitely helps. If I type this in, minus 365, that is implied probability of 78.5. Is Trey White against Iowa State scoring 10 plus points more than 78.5% of the time? That is the question.
Well, the betting world, those would be pretty good odds.
Now, Iowa State, though. So let's see. What do we have here? So 2 games only. Now, go down and tell us what that is. Blowout. Right. Shit team.
Yeah. And game 1.
In game 1. Connecticut.
And then against UConn, not even surprised.
The best, basically the scariest defense out there besides Houston.
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, might have a point there. Trey White. Now,
the minutes, though.
Yeah, I love it. Even with Peterson back. Look at the beginning of the year when Peterson was playing. 2024-22 was like, Trey White, when he gets in, he's good. Then Peterson got hurt, and he said, don't even try to play me 20 minutes. Keep me out there, coach. I wonder what happened.
I mean, he's still playing.
Oh, those are blowouts. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still playing 28 and 29 minutes in blowouts. I mean, this I think he was in foul trouble in this game, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't make me write it. Don't make me write it, E. I'm writing it. Can't even stop me now. Trey White. Now, do we like that? We know it's 100%. Actually, we got to count UConn. UConn and Iowa State are pretty comparable on the defensive end, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's a little bit of a pause there.
Yeah, it's not a lock by any means, but the on-court matchup also not bad. He's going against Milan on the other side, not too terribly scary. If he was going up against a lot of Jefferson or even Lipsy, I'd be more concerned about it. But not too scared about that. They are home as well. Got to give them a little credit for that.
Yeah. All right, I'm putting.
Bro, that field goal volume is insane, man. Even with Peterson, that is crazy.
Yeah, we got to lock 10 alt. So we will write 10 plus alt everywhere, and we got to do full unit when we do alts to win basically a half unit is what we're going to do, even though it's probably only a third of a unit. But we put them together, get close to a half. So we got his 10 plus alt, we got Phylon points or PA alt depending on what we can get, and then we got our 2 straight plays so far. Not bad.
Sweet. Well, at least a little something to get the fam started. I know we got a lot of stuff to go through now because, of course, they would drop all this stuff as we get ready to hop on stream, but we digress. We're digressing.
I like digressing.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a good day. We got some, again, Unrivaled's playing tonight, more of a spectator thing with all the bumps going on. We do have NFL, which also shout out to the tackle god himself, underrated, and coming with the fire, live tackles especially. So make sure you guys are in the Discord to get some of those and don't miss out. All right, man, it is 7 after the hour, so I think it's about time for us to get on out of here. We are all caught up on comments and questions, so I think this is a good spot for us. We got some stuff to look at already, some stuff for you guys. So also, if you want to get early, money on this stuff, to each their own. But we're going to get on out of here, get ready for the rest of the evening, and then we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back the rest of the week for streaming as usual. So make sure you guys don't miss out, and maybe we'll even have a video tonight.
Yay! With the new thumbnail. Yay, fun!
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. So don't miss out. Appreciate you guys. Underrated, you got anything else for us?
No, sir. Actually, I do have one thing to say. If you only have one site, go get more sites because you're going to get limited on your one site if you're actually half decent at doing this, and you're going to be angry. So don't think I didn't tell you when it happens. Remember, go get more sites. I was talking to Big Two about that yesterday. He's all DraftKings out. I'm like, bro, when DraftKings limits you, bro, it's going to be a sad, sad day. He's like, oh, yeah, I should go get sites. I said, bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's important. You want to spread out all your plays. And that's all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The more the merrier. Options are always great. Yes, all right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. We appreciate every single one of y'all. If you haven't already, hit that like button on the way out. Appreciate you hanging out and chopping it up with us as usual. And we'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Good luck tonight. Peace.